Today I'm going to be reviewing the Inspire Prayer Bible by Tyndale. It is an NLT version, New Living Translation. It's kind of hard to pick up the color on the camera, but it's a metallic gold with rainbow writing for the title here, rainbow stamping. Just get this on camera here. So what I really like about this Bible is, besides being an NLT version, which I do like, it's a nice Bible for Bible journaling if you're like me. I'm not an artist by any means, but I still like to Bible journal. So this is nice because I can pick up some different mediums like the gel pens, the colored pencils, etc., the stickers, washi tape, and then I can journal because it already has pictures for me to fill in. And I don't feel like I have to try to draw a whole lot on my own because that probably wouldn't end so well. So anyway, this is the beginning of the Bible here. I colored this with gel pen. Okay. Now the gel pen on these pages here did cause a little bit of wrinkling because the pages aren't as thick, but I don't mind that. And then this is the table of contents. I added some washi tape, started coloring in gel pen, didn't quite finish that one yet. So then we have a Welcome to the Inspire Prayer Bible. And you may have heard of Inspire Bibles before. There's an original Inspire Bible. There is Inspire Praise. There's some that are just like Psalms, Proverbs, kind of broken up by book. There's some new ones coming out. I think Matthew is coming out soon, this fall maybe. The difference with the Inspire Prayer is that it has bigger margins. So it has 3-inch margins, and then the prompts and verses that are chosen, a lot of them center around prayer, and there's places to journal your prayers. So that's the difference you're going to see with this one. And there's different artwork in each of the Inspire Bibles as well. So you can see there's a lot to color in here. I've had this a couple months now, I think since I want to say the end of October of last year. So I haven't gotten super far yet, but I have done quite a few and have enjoyed what I've done so far. So the scripture is in a single column format, 8.65 font. And I use gel pens to color this image here of Genesis. And you can see there is some ghosting on the back. It didn't quite bleed through, but especially words like beginning here that I used a darker purple gel pen, you definitely can see it pretty heavily on the other side. This is my journaling Bible. If you watch my reviews, you know I have quite a few Bibles. So this is my art Bible, the one I journal, and I don't journal over the words, but I don't worry about the margins. If they get kind of messed up, that's okay, because that's what this Bible's purpose is. So here we have a prayer prompt. So they start the prayer and then have room for you to finish it. We have another prayer prompt here. They start out the prayer for you and then give you room to complete that and write your own prayer. I'm going to bring this in a little bit so you can see my coloring over here. These are with, this drawing here is colored in with Prismacolor colored pencils. That's my favorite thing to use in this Bible. I do love gel pens a lot, but like I said, they do kind of show and bleed through a little bit on the other side. So if you use the colored pencils, then, as you can see here, you're not going to have so much, well, you're not going to have any bleed through. You can see a little bit of shadowing, but you could easily do something on the other side here and it would be fine. So here, some of the artwork or the scripture is a full page, like this one. And this is another example of where I use gel pen. I like to date when I color and journal too, just to kind of look back and see when I did each page. Again, on the back, especially that dark blue, you can see little shadowing coming through the page here. So if that bothers you, you definitely want to test out anything you use in this Bible in the back, just to make sure that you get the effect that you want. So also in this Bible, there's these vellum pages. Bring this in for you to see here. And this one, like, I colored these flowers here with gel pen, and the rest were colored in for me, and there's a prayer in the middle, so those are really pretty. There's a couple of those. They had vellum pages in the Inspired Praise Bible too, but they are different in this one. Different images, different verses, and different prayers listed with them. This is just a page that I used some washi tape and stickers. Here's another of those vellum pages. They're really pretty, and you can add some color. For these, I haven't tried colored pencil on there. I think it would probably take somewhat. I've always used like gel pen and something heavier on these pages. You just have to let it dry. So if you try to close it right away, it'll smear. But that goes for any time you use anything like gel pens, really on any page. You can see the margins, those 3-inch margins, they are lined, but the lines are really light too. So if you wanted to draw something over that, you easily could. Another vellum page. Sorry, I just threw the box on the floor with my elbow. This page here, I used washi tape, I used the Prismacolor colored pencils, I used some gelato lightly here, and I used Mr. Pen gel highlighters for highlighting, and I also used some, I don't remember what kind they are now, but they're like the watercolor colored pencils. You like dip them in water and then they look like paint. So I did get a little wrinkling in my page from that. And then you can see on the back, you can see all the wrinkling. It actually didn't bleed through as much as I thought it was going to with those watercolor colored pencils, but it did make some wrinkling there. So again, I don't care because this is my journaling Bible, but just be mindful of that if that would bother you. These are with colored pencils. This picture I did here. And then over here, we have another prayer prompt that I haven't filled in quite yet. We have a vellum page over here, and then this is one that I colored with colored pencils again and used washi tape. I'm slightly obsessed with washi tape too. I really like how it makes it look when you use it around the border. So that's why you see that on a lot of my pages. I've collected quite a lot of different kinds of washi tape already. And then this is a prayer prompt again. Actually, this is not a prayer prompt. This is a prayer I just wrote out because I just was inspired by the verses that I was reading there. And I just made my own. This is another example of a full page image. As we get into Romans here. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this stand for my iPad to record, and it's really hard to get the whole Bible on with the angle I have to go at. So please forgive my turning and moving it around as we go through. This is another full page image here to color, and then this is one that I colored in 1 Timothy. I really like the Prismacolor colored pencils. As I said before, you can really make it pop. I tried to like with these flowers, I colored darker around the border and then lighter inside. And I did the same with the words. I started pushing harder and darker at the bottom and then lightened up as I went. And I really liked that effect that it had. Okay, so as we get to the end of the Bible here, maybe. Okay, so we get to the end of the Bible here. We have an index of designed scripture verses and inspired prayers. So if you wanted to look up something specific in a book or a verse, that's here in this index. We have the Old and New Testament. And then we have a cardstock page here that's blank, and you can design as you wish to. And I started coloring the back cover, but haven't quite finished that yet. And that gets us to the end of the Bible. I did want to show you also the art gilding on the pages. Thought that was really cool. That colored design there. They do have another cover of the Inspire Prayer that is that color, the different multicolor in a imitation leather. This is the hardcover, and I just like the hardcover better because I'm, coloring and designing it, and I like to have that sturdy hardcover on it. So that is the Inspire Prayer Bible. It's one that I'm really enjoying, and I forgot to mention, but it does have 2 ribbons. Let's see, kind of down here. They're a little bit short, but they serve their purpose. It does have a sewn binding, and I really enjoy using it for this one in particular for when I'm praying and want to record or journal some prayers and just to be creative and journal in. So that is the Inspire Prayer Bible by Tyndale.